Here we are. We're going to take a look here a little bit at some built-in functions we have that help us deal with Unicode. If you remember way back to our computing basics lesson where we were looking at ASCII characters, Unicode characters, basically you'll remember that since our computer only understands on and off and we're using that binary number system, every time we use characters in a language we have to have some numerical representation of those characters. Okay, and that's what Unicode does. Now the English subset of Unicode is called ASCII. I did put a link in the lesson text to go back to where I have a ASCII chart in there. You can certainly just Google that and get one as well, because that might be helpful to you when you're trying to complete your message encoder program for this week. But essentially we've got this little function here, two of them. One of them is CHRW, and then in parentheses we can put some number in there, and what the CHRW function will do is return the character that is represented by that number in Unicode. Now I put a whole input box inside of here, and I'm having the user put a number in there, and then we'll return a character and put it into a label. And then there's this ASCW function where when you're given the character, it will return the integer number that represents in Unicode. So basically just a way to convert back and forth, which can come in pretty handy from time to time where you're searching in strings of text, sometimes being able to do this Unicode conversion and deal with the integer numbers of the characters, represent that, going back and forth. Sometimes doing that behind the scenes in your program can be a helpful tool to have at your disposal. So like we got in this program right here, we just run it, and it prompts me to enter a number. If I put 65, that should correlate to the letter A. It's also going to prompt me for a letter to put in, and I'll just put the capital letter G in here, and then it just puts, I gave it a 65, it put the A in this label, I said G, and it puts a 71 in the label, which represents the integer number for the capital letter G in Unicode. So it's pretty simple. There's not a lot to show you with this, although we could certainly do some different things with this, where we could have this type of thing in a loop and ask the user to put in characters or numbers one at a time, and then we could encode it or decode it or do some stuff with it. We could certainly put up a for next loop and look through a string of text for a certain character and do something like that as well. Take a look at your secret message encoder assignment for this week. You'll have to use one of these functions a little bit in there. So take a look at that. Good luck. I hope it makes sense to you.